Page 388, Woodland Overture. This is a part of a piece called Woodland Overture. It's an overture. I like overtures, but this is a band. It's a conductor's score for a band. The idea, I guess, is you're the conductor and you got this thing and you're studying it. As a conductor, at least for students, you need to be really familiar with every part in there. So you go through and you play them all. And that means transposing the other parts that need to be transposed so you're playing in concert pitch. Now, they provided you a piano part at the bottom, and that's handy if you just want to know sort of what it sounds like. The piano part usually has that. That's it. So you play the piano part. Fingering-wise, you work that out if you want to. I'm not interested. You're not going to perform this as a solo. And you can pedal it if you want to. Change with the harmony. Just go through and you play the whole thing that way to get an idea of what it sounds like. Now, this, as I said, is just a part of an overture. An overture, I like overtures because it's like a medley. You get a lot of different themes, a lot of different harmonies, different key signatures, different time signatures, different tempos, and it's just a variety of things all kind of thrown together in a potpourri of a piece, a stew. I think overtures are fun. There's always some part in it I really, really enjoy, and then there's always some other part in it I really wish they'd have left out. But back to this. Once you get an idea what it sounds like overall by playing the piano part, and understand that in a lot of pieces, they don't have a full score like this. All you get is a condensed score, which is basically all you get is the piano part. And you say, okay, we got all people playing, and this is basically what they're playing, and you don't know who's playing what. You get to figure that out as time goes. But here they've given you the whole thing. We want to be able to do each part. Well, the flute and oboe is fine because they're concert keyed. So you're doing those. The B-flat clarinet, remember, you got to change them. As a B-flat sees a C in the music, it comes out as a B-flat here. So we got to take all these notes down one. Instead of an E, it's a D. And we have to play in the key of B-flat, two flats here. It's a clarinet part. Alto saxophone, remember, is an E-flat instrument. Now what I do is I simply pretend the clef sign changed. Instead of treble clef, it's going to be bass clef. So I'm going to read those notes as though they're in bass clef. So that first note is an F. And I'm going to play in the key of B-flat. So it's here. Instruments. And then trumpets are back to the B-flat again, where you're going down one here. See, the trumpets and the oboes and flutes a lot of times will duplicate each other. It's something we learned in marching band years ago when you have the band out on the field, and if you have a small band, say a small trumpet section, because trumpets are really important in a marching band, you can have the flutes double the trumpets an octave or so higher, because by doing that, they're reinforcing the overtones, and it makes it sound like a bigger section than it is. So a lot of times in music, you'll find the trumpet part and the flute part, oboe part, they're here. They're doubling each other. Not always, a lot of times, because flutes can get discants, and oboe can too, but they do. So don't be surprised when the trumpets and the flutes and oboes are in playing the same piece or the same melody, the same part. Yeah. And if you're arranging, you can try that too. If I don't know what to do with these, well, duplicate what some other instrument's doing and see how that works. The French horns, well, again, a French horn, when the French horn sees a C, it comes out as an F, so everything's got to go down a fifth. So here you got to kind of do it by interval, I guess. Play in the key of B-flat major. I'm out of practice for transposing F horn parts, but the idea is you play it down a perfect fifth. The low instruments are concert keyed. You just play. If you want a better idea what that sounds like in the piano part, then play the lower part and the piano part in octaves. Here, piano part. So you're familiar with each of the parts. So when they start playing them, you can get an idea of, are you playing the same thing, or are you playing the correct thing, or what's going on? And you can rehearse them that way. Rehearse them by woodwinds, or rehearse them by brass, or whatever. There's no strings. This is a band, not an orchestra. Otherwise, we'd have strings in there too. I think this completes the book. So if you've survived this, congratulations.